Cloud Nine, it's basically, the first act is set during 1880 in colonial Africa. So it's a British family living in Africa. And then the second half is set 25 years later for the characters, but it's set in, 1979 London. So it's a play exploring like sexuality and like different people's sort of paths to reach happiness in their lives, and it explores, there's like all different aspects of like sexuality and and like gender and all stuff like that. So it's very cool. And I'm playing Victoria in the second half, and she's kind of the daughter of the family, and she's married and she has a son. And then over the course of the second half, she falls in love with a woman who also has a daughter, and then leaves her husband. And there's that's kind of her. I've been reading a lot of, because she's the sort of person who thinks she's a lot more educated than she is. So I've been kind of doing crash course education and sort of the stuff that was popular at the time. Like I've been reading a lot about like sort of female sexuality, and a lot about goddesses and like ancient goddesses, and all this stuff that was kind of coming into study at the time. And I read a lot about the 1960s sexual revolution, and just homosexuality during that time. So yeah, I've been reading a lot. I'm not really facing this as of yet, but the thing that I'm most worried about is the dialect, because, and I don't even have it the hardest. Like there's one of the guys has to do a Nigerian accent and then a Cockney accent, and I only have one accent. But I think that's the hardest, and I'm trying to get it sort of ingrained in my body so I can think about then the journey of the character and the acting, and not about the accent. And then also it is a very controversial, it's one of the most controversial plays I've ever done. So I wouldn't really call that a struggle, but it is something that I'm a little bit nervous. It's a lot of listening to other people do the accent and then imitating them. And for me, it's something where I know a lot of people go about it by learning, really specifically, like this is the way you say this word, and this is the way. And for me, it's less about the word specifically and more about getting a rhythm and getting kind of a place to talk. I find the place where they talk in my mouth, and I kind of get into the rhythm of the way they talk, and then so far it's kind of been coming pretty naturally.